Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Uneducation Station.
Woo!
Woo! For us, it's been a while, but for you guys, it has not been a while. But that's okay. Oh gosh, it's been like 2 weeks or something like that since we've recorded. But hey, we're back.
Yes.
We are back,
And it feels kind of weird being on the set again, honestly.
It does. I mean, I'm here every day, but I can see how that'd be weird for you.
Yeah, just because it's one of those situations where I'm here all the time, but it's weird to not be on the set recording.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And so, yeah, it's really nice to be back, and it's really nice to be able to sit in the chair and chit chat with you.
Yes, it is time. And this time, Zach,
Yes.
it has been a long time coming. We had the 3-episode anime special,
Yes.
and then we stopped talking about it because you stopped watching anime. It
Okay,
was like this really.
okay.
It was this big build. It was this big build up of like, yeah, Zach's watching anime. Let's go.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing happened.
Okay, in my defense,
Mhm.
to be fair, I was very, very busy
Yes,
with a
you
whole bunch
were.
of stuff, and I was doing a internship at a vet clinic, and so I didn't really have a ton of free time.
Yes.
And so now that I have a lot of free time, that means that we get to watch anime.
So are you done now? Like with
So yes,
yeah.
I do have a little bit more just kind of online schooling stuff that I need to get
Right.
done, but other than that, I don't think I have
is there a
anything else.
final?
The
Like, is that it? How does that work?
so the thing that I'm doing right now is just like basically a career prep class thingy madoo-bobby, but
Mhm.
my final technically was an evaluation for my intern site.
Right.
So basically it was just a final evaluation whether or not I did a shitty job.
Right. I guess it's not really like a like the typical school operation or curriculum type stuff, right? Because it's a little different, more career prep, like you said, not
Yeah.
just schooling. But yeah, it's all good. But now, well, maybe not yet, but pretty soon
We're gonna
you're
be yeah,
we'll be in business,
we'll be in business.
and I'll get him to watch the animes again,
Yes.
and then we'll be fantastic.
Yeah, and it wasn't because I didn't want to watch anime. It's just because I didn't really have the time for it. And you and
It's
I were
okay.
both kind of running around like crazy people
Yeah,
the last couple
I've
of
been
weeks.
very busy this past couple weeks, and it's been nuts. But it's okay because they don't know anything.
Yeah,
It's just another episode.
the episodes have continued to roll out, and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. So today's episode, as you could tell, is going to be the Your Lie in April special. It's gonna be,
no, not Your Lie in April.
oh fuck! Your Name special, Kimi no Na wa special. See, this is why I
Yes.
said the Japanese titles. I get confused. The Your Name special, the movie, directed by I forget his name. I'm sorry.
Where? Ah! I know that it's
Shinkai something. Fuck! I'm sorry. I'm doing a disservice.
Oh no.
What the frick?
Mikoto.
Mikoto Shinkai.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I believe it's Shinkai. Anyways, you guys know the movie. Everybody's watched the movie. It's rated 8.92 on my anime list.
Yes.
My anime list, where everything is rated a 6, Zach.
Yes.
And nothing. And if it's a
Dude,
7,
okay.
if it's an 8, it's god tier.
Can I just talk about the most surprising thing is that it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Like that's honestly more impressive than anything else.
Like I said, at one time, it was the most sold movie block. What is it called? Box ticket?
box office.
That one.
Yeah.
In Japan. And I felt like it was here too in the States, but I don't think so. That wouldn't make too much sense given the cinematicness of which the cinematic space is here.
The cinematics of which the cinematics are cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coolest thing is that it got the recognition that it totally deserved. Like
Yes.
I am 100% certain that there is no embellishing the ratings that it's gotten because it is a banger.
Yes.
And you are known in my eyes to just straight bangers.
Yes. Always bangers, straight bangers. I told you, Zach. Nobody ever believes me when I say, bro, listen, I have a good show. And like, I don't know. No, I have a good idea. I have a good game we can play. Hey, man, maybe you shouldn't buy that. And then they come back and like, yeah, maybe I should have played that game. Or man, this game was fucking sick. Or man, that show was awesome. Or yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bought that.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, yeah, well, yeah, well, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. I am right. I'm always right, Zach.
I'm always
I'm
right.
always right. Anyways, so to
Anyways.
kick off the anime talk again, I've grown out the anime protagonist hair.
And I cut my anime protagonist hair. All my hair's gone.
All your hair is gone.
All my hair's
But
gone.
my anime protagonist hair is back. And we're time to talk about anime again. So I
Yes.
got you to watch Your Name earlier this week.
Oh gosh.
I think. Or
What?
well, it was pretty recent. I think it was earlier this week.
When
I'm like 90% certain I told you to.
I think it was over the weekend. Yeah, it was over the weekend because you were like, let it digest for the week.
Yeah, I did. I said let it digest for the week because we wanted to just keep talking about it like immediately. And I mean, it would have been fine, but I was like, okay, let's wait and let's take the time to think about it because it's still fresh. And I know, I mean, I've seen it multiple times, but even now, like, so last time I seen Your Name was literally in like 2017 or something like that. And that would have been the second time I watched it, but that was still a really long time ago. Now we're in 2021, Zach. That's 4 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, 4 years. I had to do math really quick. Quick maths.
Yeah, and we have a really bad habit of just sitting there and talking about whatever we're watching for hours on end.
That's not a bad habit, Zach. That's just critical thinking, and that's just discussion time, Zach.
No, I know, but we don't really let it sit or, kind of save the conversations for something like this for the podcast or anything like that.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Zach. I think, excuse me, I think there's nothing wrong. Well, that means we'll just never have anything to talk about that's not in the podcast, Zach. You know what I mean? I feel like we're fine to talk about whatever we want to talk about, and then we can reiterate what we talked about in the podcast and even throw more ideas now that we might want more people to understand what we're thinking, because sometimes if we talk and we just talk in our own tongues, that will get confusing. So talking in a broader sense changes the scope.
Right.
So I think it's fine.
Yeah, but I just was a little bit concerned about us just reiterating everything that we've already talked about. But with Your Name, we barely talked about it, even just like a little bit. Like we were oh my god. We were like, oh my god, this is a banger. Like,
yes,
this is amazing. And I had to leave. And so that was like the perfect
you had
cutoff.
to, yeah, we were watching it, and then you're like, okay, I have to leave now because my friend is here and I have to be social. And I'm like, all right, well,
yeah,
okay, I guess I'll just go back to editing, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and I think that was kind of a blessing in disguise because we got to just kind of sit and think about it. And there are so many things that I want to talk about with this movie.
I'm glad.
Yes, and the first thing that I want to talk about is the animation.
Yes,
and the cinematics.
Yes, let's go.
And the landscapes. Oh my gosh,
yes,
dude.
Bro, listen, I told you because this director, bro. Can I get a name again? Why am I not finding it here? I should be able to find it here. Makoto Shinkai.
Makoto Shinkai. Yeah.
Why am I not finding? Anyways, you're gonna learn very quickly that this director, the animation that he gets for the studio that he works with and all that type of stuff, it's Comics Wave Films, but I haven't seen enough of his directed films to know if that's always the studio that he works with. But anyway, that's besides the point. It's visual porn.
Oh my god. It is literally like photographer pornography.
Yes, dude. It's landscape art porn. It's city work art porn. It's so great. I love it. And as someone who I mean, you're a photographer.
Right.
I like visual things in general as an editor and all that type of stuff. And I love landscape art is my favorite art.
Right.
Out of all art, from character design to anything, any different one that has to go into visuals or whatever. Landscape is my favorite. I love it because I know how it's made. It's like painted, like everything is painted, you know?
Yeah.
Everything you see right there is painted. That's so awesome. I love that. I mean, sure, there's a mix of CG and stuff, sure, right? But
right.
Like overall, everything is so beautiful. I can't. We're definitely gonna talk. It's hard to talk about how beautiful the landscape is without having visual aids, but I don't want to edit anything in this podcast, Zach. So we're just not gonna. And also, if I did show it, we'd probably get fucked by copyright, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yes.
But my favorite thing is that they added animation on top of brushstroke painted art. Like, that is just by far one of my favorite things.
Yeah, and that is something that you're going to see a lot in anime. A lot of it is a combination of both, especially nowadays. CG definitely helps, especially since we're trying to pump out episodes once a week while it's airing. You know, so that flow definitely helps. But you will see that a lot where there's a properly painted background, whether it be digitally or physically. It's usually digitally.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a scan would probably not be very good, but I mean, I don't know. Technology, right? Technology is cool.
Technology.
We have technology.
We have the technology. So.
This movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, which I'm 99% sure you have at this point, if you are I forget what episode this is at this point, but if you are the 14th or 15th, 13th, 20th, whatever episode this is in, you've probably seen this movie.
Yeah.
Because this is a movie that most people, like I said, I only show you things that most people have seen.
Yeah.
But it's also not the super duper mainstream stuff, but it's also not the super underground stuff. And as I told you, most selling in Japan, a lot of people know about this, especially if you're in the anime community.
Right.
So
do you want me to read the synopsis really quick?
Sure, go for it.
The people who
Let's
haven't
go
seen
for
it. So the synopsis that I see just online, it says 2 teenagers share a profound magical connection upon discovering they are swapping bodies. Things manage to become even more complicated when the boy and girl decide to meet in person.
Mm-hmm.
And even just talking about, like, oh, dude, the fucking...
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 characters. There's Mitsuha and Taki. These are the 2 characters, so basically they swap bodies every, like, other day or so.
Yeah.
Right? And then they... Oh my gosh, it's so beautifully done and beautifully orchestrated. Where it's like they never really. I mean, they say it, but not for the first like 20 minutes. But you get it. And sorry, every time I think about it, I just think of the opening that plays and the music sequences that they have with the songs. Radwimps, by the way, who produced all of the music for it, so beautiful.
Oh my god,
goodness.
yeah.
So. I love it. There's everything. It's just one massive bundled package, and I love that I got to share it with you because, like you said, a lot of times, or we both have been busy and we haven't been able to sit down and finally watch like a full length anime or whatever with multiple episodes and stuff. But I thought like, okay, well, why don't we just watch a movie? Because I've been meaning to show you an anime movie anyways, anime movie production. I mean, we watch No Game No Life 0, of course, but
right,
get you more into anime movie production quality, which is nuts.
Which is absolutely fucking insane.
The quality in movies are fantastic, and you're going to figure that out the more I show you movies. But like, just the movie vibe is a lot. It's similar in anime, but it's still a little different, and it's fun. It's a different vibe, and it's fun to get into. But if we're ever crunched on time, that can always be a good one. And I always have some good movies to watch, so that'll definitely be a thing we can do.
Dude, oh my gosh, I loved the moment, like the first time that they switched bodies when they were like, "What the hell?"
Right?
And
because it goes back to like the surprise weirdness human factor of Erased, right?
Right.
Because what they thought was just a dream, because that's what anybody would think.
Right.
Because frankly, science isn't able to predict or isn't able to confirm why one might switch bodies.
Right.
I don't think that's scientifically possible. But then again, like we mentioned in the Erased episode, anything can happen, because why not?
Yeah, because
because why not, right? Something can just happen, right? And we could just switch bodies one day and science wouldn't be able to tell why. Because why not, right? Because life. God is just like, fuck it, and just hit the button.
Yeah. You know? it's just like, you know what? I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in and just like, have fun switching bodies. Good luck.
Hold my beer. Watch this shit.
Yeah, the first time that they switched bodies, I think, was the most accurate representation of what you would actually do in that situation.
Oh, of course, because if a dude switches bodies with the girl, you know the first thing we're doing.
Grabbing the boob.
We're grabbing the because why wouldn't we? I'm sorry. I respect women and their anatomy. I mean autonomy, but that's the first thing I would do. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Well, for a lot of it is just like confirmation, anyways.
Yeah. It's
because
just,
even the girl did it too.
Yeah.
Because she was like, oh, there's something down there, and you know she felt it, and then yeah. But you know how realistic that would be, you know, in a dream. Right, that's it's funny and it's cringy, but at the same time, that is an actual confirmation, right? Because of like, if you still got a dick, then you know it's not like okay, it's not. This is just a dream, probably.
Probably.
I mean, unless you, I don't know, she-male.
I don't know,
but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
it's just to add extra confirmation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little corny, it's a little funny. Haha, he grabbed the boobs and she grabbed the dick, but you know, it's.
It was just a physical confirmation of like, oh, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh
and
my
it's the
God.
most human thing possible.
Right.
It is the most human way to confirm that is happening. And I think that emotion, because now for someone who hasn't watched the movie, like, what the hell are they talking about? What is this movie about? But when you switch bodies, that would be the first human thing to do, because I'm sorry, human nature is human nature, and sometimes it's a little rambunctious. That was my word of the day.
Rambunctious.
Rambunctious. That was my word of the day. How to say that? I can mark it off my calendar now.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, and I think one of my favorite things about the first Switch was they encapsulated just how disorienting it would be so well. Like you woke up in a bed that you don't remember getting into. You're dressed differently than you remember. You're in you're just
different environment.
Yeah, a different
literally
environment.
a different environment, because Mitsuha lives in the countryside and Taki lives in the city.
Yeah,
very, very different. As you can tell, as you can probably imagine, but as you can tell when you're watching it, they really make that divide.
Right.
Like the directing is very perfect, and how it just perfectly encapsulates how countryside versus city side, and it's the art, based on also the artwork, but also the atmosphere, the sound design, and like you know, like it sounds so simple, but like the like crickets in the nighttime and stuff like that being that close up to you,
right?
Like they're very pronounced and loud. And then in the other side, and then the other city side with cars and all that type of stuff, and it seems obvious, you know, countryside, city side, crunchy side, you know, a little crunchy, but it's just so beautifully done, and it's so good, Zach. I'm sorry,
it's so good. It's so good.
I love this movie so much. I've seen it
love
3
it
times
too.
now. I've seen it 3 times now, and I love every single time I've watched it.
Oh, dude, I just want to watch it again, just because.
I've watched it 3 times again.
yeah, I'd watch it 3 more times, honestly, just because, you know, like you've said with the animes that you and I have watched together, there are certain things that you don't really catch on the first watch, and there are certain things that you were talking about with me that you didn't catch the first 2 times that you watched.
Yes, definitely. There were definitely some times when I was watching the movie and I was like, oh yeah, because I knew obviously how, like, the story goes, how it ends, etc., right? But I forget what the order of which the events happen. So I'm sitting here watching, and I'm like, oh, is this supposed to happen? And then this happened. Like, oh, wait, this didn't happen yet. Wait, when is it going to happen? And I'm like, oh, gosh, we're this far. Why hasn't it happened yet? So there is that aspect. But also, I mean, just the same idea of, like, it's hard to, you know, it's been, what did I say, 4 years?
Right.
A lot of the memory is gone. And also, I'm a little more mature, technically speaking. So I get a different type of mindset looking into it. But this will be fun to kind of start breaking it down as you know, someone who has watched more anime from this point, and how much of a masterpiece this movie still is in 2021.
Yes, dude. Okay, so
I'm very interested as someone since you have not watched many anime, you know, the whole spiel, right? I want to see what you have to say.
So there are a lot of things that I want to talk about that kind of delve into spoiler territory. So this is just your warning.
Sure, spoiler. We'll just go spoiler warning right away.
Yep.
I mean, again, a movie that most people watching this have probably seen already, so it's all good. If not, if you don't like anime, give it a watch because it's a good movie anyways.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, just as something to watch. Even if you don't like anime, fine, go ahead. Don't like anime, whatever.
Yeah.
This is just a movie.
It's just a movie.
It's just a movie, and it's another animated movie. It's another cartoon movie that you've already seen. Why not? Give it a shot.
Okay, so going into spoiler territory, the fact that they made it so that they were in different times, like 4 years apart from each other, that was so beautifully done.
It might have been 3, but I think it was but yes.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, dude! When
it was a crazy plot twist.
It was a crazy plot twist.
We were watching. You're like, what? I remember we were watching. You're like, what? It was because it was when. So the build up to it was like. So what happened was after the comet the comet happened, and Mitsuha wanted to watch the comet with Taki, and then she was watching it, but Taki didn't see it. And then right after that, they were no longer able to talk anymore. Like, right. or sorry, they stopped switching bodies.
Yeah,
it was at that moment where they stopped switching bodies and then at that point, Taki was like, okay, for some reason this stopped, but I can't. This just ended way too abruptly. I want to see her.
Right.
You know, so he went on this crazy adventure to find Mitsuha's home place, which he forgot what the name was because, well, I mean, if he's Mitsuha, he doesn't, you know. Nobody's just saying, "Oh yeah, I live here," you know, that because they do live there. And nobody just said, "Hey, I live in Washington." You know, I don't want to walk around saying that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, it was very cool. And this adventure, the only thing he had to his brain was that it was in a mountain, and he drew pictures from memory.
Yeah, I love the fact that they made it into this kind of wild goose chase where he had no idea where he was looking, so he was just gonna draw as much as he could remember.
Yes.
And just go.
Yes.
Like he just left.
He did just leave, and it was
oh my gosh, dude. The sequence of events that led up to Taki finding out that the comet struck the town, like that was so beautifully done, and it adds that tension because you think that they're finally going to be able to meet, and then it's just like that heart-wrenching moment where you're like, oh fuck, everyone in this town died 4 years ago, and so how was this happening? Like that just makes it even more confusing because how was he able to switch bodies with someone who had died 4 years ago?
Right.
And how was he able to basically affect that person's day-to-day life up to that? And the fact that they made it so they made that twist so beautiful because we had no expectation that anything was going to happen. Like I thought that the movie was going to end like 20 minutes before it actually ended because I thought that he was going to go to the town, meet her, everything was going to be all hanky-dory, and then it just
and
it just fucking threw you left field.
he goes to the town, they meet and they kiss and everybody claps. and then the credits roll. But no, it doesn't, because this is an anime movie and this is a drama. No, but it was so great. I know exactly what you're talking about because when I first watched it, and they were in the ramen shop. By the way, this shirt I'm wearing is the same shirt he wore at the ramen shop. By the way, fun Easter egg.
That's
I bought
cool.
this shirt way back. This was fun.
You need to send me the websites that you buy all those shirts and stuff because
Sure.
I want them. I want all of them.
Yes, for sure. You can wear the exact same shirts.
No.
No. So what happened was, like, he went to the ramen shop and then the ramen guy, chef, I guess, he used to live in the same town. I can't remember if he ever ended up being in the shots or in the actual environment, like maybe in the background or something whenever he was in Mitsuha's environment. I can't remember. Maybe another watch we could see if we can spot him. Or maybe he was younger, I don't know. But he said he lived there, and then you know, he was like, oh, Taki's like, can you take me there? And then that was that sudden realization. And even his friends that he brought with him were like, wait, there? The place that the comet struck? And then because Taki was the only one who didn't know, apparently.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he knew, but living
didn't know
in
that's
Tokyo.
what it was.
Yeah, living in Tokyo, like he didn't realize that it struck this tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and there's no way that he would have been able to remember
Well,
that.
if he knew that I'm pretty sure he knew it's because I mean I'm sure that something like that would make news, so he probably knew about it, but he didn't know that might have been the town.
Yeah.
Plus, that would have been 4 years ago as well.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're sitting there thinking, I'm switching bodies with this person, they have to be alive.
Yeah, they have
right?
to be. Yeah, the
Yeah.
town should be intact. It should
Yeah.
not. It should not have been hit with a comet. Frankly, I don't. If it was hit with a comet, well, it was hit with a comet once, but there's already a town settled.
Yeah. The town was settled inside of a crater that a comet hit, or of a comet.
Yes.
The crater words
Comet,
are hard.
crater, comet.
So they had settled inside of a crater, and they thought, oh, another comet isn't just gonna fucking strike.
You know, there's no chance another comet will strike this exact. To be fair, that's a fair assumption to make. What is the likelihood that another comet will hit this exact same spot in the world? To be fair, that's a fair assumption to make.
Actually, technically, it was a little bit further away, but
In the scope of Earth, not really. In the scope of Earth from Japan being like this big, not really. It's the same exact spot, Zach, as far as I'm concerned.
But yeah,
Sorry, it was off by a couple millimeters,
yeah.
Zach.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but like oh my gosh, dude, like when they created this world and when they created this kind of reality where these two people were switching bodies, like it felt like there was some type of rule where that person kind of, had to be alive still.
Yeah,
and,
that's a fair assumption to make, yes.
Yeah, and it's like, wait.
No, but it's because it's because they should be alive, and because you don't know that it's the time leap type of thing yet. Because I feel like a lot of it, even though obviously it's very supernatural, because obviously you can't switch bodies or whatever, it's a very supernatural thing. Even then, everything is so realistic, and there's no there's no magic or anything. That's the only supernatural thing. So everything feels so normal. It seems like a super normal countryside life and a super normal city life. That's what it seems like for this entire point in time. The only thing that's fanatical, and magical and stuff like that is the body switching. So it's because of that you had this comfort of, okay, that's all it is. So let's see what they're going to finally meet, and everything's going to be great. But you forget that this is sci-fi.
Right. Yeah, this is a very realistic interpretation of a science fiction idea. And I think that that's what makes it so much better, is because you are so comfortable in basically reality, but only one thing is a little bit different, and then it's just like, nope, time travel, because of course. Why not? But this is what I'm saying, Zach. They could have just said time travel from the beginning. That could have been the movie. I love when time travel is unique. Right.
When time travel isn't blatant obvious, it's not just a cop-out tool from cinematics.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Erase did that. Your name did that. You know what I mean? So it's because of this that makes they could have just said, yeah, time travel.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning. Because why not? Because that's just a cop-out answer. Get fucked. Movie X and movie Y and movie Z and movie A and movie B. Get fucked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. They're great movies, probably. I haven't seen very many in my time.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hey man. Hey, relax.
No, but oh my gosh, dude. The fact that they added another complexity to an already complex story, and they did it in such an organic way, and they did it in a way that was not expected. And when they introduce new ideas like that, like, oh, this has been happening the whole time, but we just didn't know about it.
Well, how are you if you're gonna do time travel or something? How?
Right.
Because they knew, like, they're in the boardroom, suit and tie, clipboards, projector, round table, couple office chairs.
Right.
Suit and tie. You know what I mean? Excel sheets around. They're talking about, okay, this story. I think it's adapted. Yeah, it's an adaptation, I think, of a manga, or a novel. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can look it up, but we don't have time for that, Zach, because we're very heated. But they're in the boardroom, and they're like, okay, so this will be for either the movie or also the manga or whatever. They're in the boardroom. They're talking with the editor, whatever it may be. They're like, okay, time travel is going to be a part of this. how do we make it so that the audience isn't like, oh, really? It was just time travel? Because that could very well happen. Like if you're gonna throw time travel into the mix, if you get to it, into that point, whether it be the movie or the manga or the novel or whatever, how are you gonna make it so when the audience gets to that point, they're like, oh, it was just fucking time travel, really?
Right.
Instead of, what? That was time travel the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
That can happen two very different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you miss that, if you take the wrong take and you don't make it that grandiose or whatever, or even not even grandiose, but if you don't make it at least somewhat intriguing for it to be time travel, then you've flunked and you've failed, and now it's just cop out answer.
Yes. Oh my god, dude. When
Yes.
hang on.
Yes.
When Mitsuha, when she goes to Tokyo to try to meet
Oh
Taki,
yes.
and then he's like, I don't know who you are. That would
that was the
just
biggest mind blow. I know, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, oh no! I was like, if it wasn't 2 a.m, I would have been like, no! Why? Taki, please!
You see, this is what happens when we have too much caffeine.
No. Oh, I think I'm. Hold on. I think I'm legally obligated. Hey, if you are running low on G Fuel, you can use code NORTH during checkout for all your G Fuel purchases for up to 30% off. Is that good? All right, cool.
Oh yeah, you showed the cup.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm by association affiliate G Fuel, Uned podcast, eh? But yeah, no. When that happened, I knew. I was like, no! I was freaking out, bro, because like I don't think I did in the beginning. Well, I don't know, because I wasn't as passionate of an anime watcher yet.
Right.
Now that I am, and I am okay with being freaking crazy, I really wanted to scream.
Dude, oh my god. Okay.
Yes.
Fucking when that happened, even I was sitting there, what time was it? Like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
It was nighttime, and I'm a wall away from my older brother, and I was trying so hard to not just be like, what the fuck?
like no!
Yeah.
Why? No! Because you wanted to be that. Because you're like, you did it. Good job, Mitsuha. Let's go. You finally meet him. It's so cute. It's gonna be very cute and adorable. You're like, oh, it's so cute. It's not. He doesn't know. And you're like, no. But
dude, okay, and that's what makes the ending so much fucking better.
Oh yes, dude. Wait, hold on. I don't want to talk about the ending yet.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the ending yet because there's way too much stuff to talk about. Zach, okay. There's so many ties to the beginning of the show, like the opening itself, the opening sequence of the show. There's so much of it that I didn't realize at the first couple times I watched it that tied together, like her ribbon that she gave to him that he's wearing for whatever reason, even though she's wearing it already. Like,
dude, okay, the fact that he got that ribbon from her 4 years ago. And he just had it, and he's like, I don't remember who gave this to me, but I've been wearing it ever since.
Right.
That is the coolest thing because that ties everything together because that little wristband that he had was such a big question even for him.
Yes.
And then once he found out that the town had been destroyed and all of that kind of stuff, then he started to put the pieces together where he's like, oh my God, I got this from her. Yes. And this all happened 4 years ago, but I just didn't know it back then.
Mm-hmm.
And when he met that random, like, from the Taki's perspective, like he just met this random person on the transit, and she's just like, Taki, do you know who I am? And he's like, no, because he doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know who she is, and like, oh my gosh, it's so. It was a whole sequence of her trying to find him, and then she finally found him. Like he's walking around Tokyo.
Yeah,
Tokyo. Finds him on a bus. You know how many bullet trains there are?
So many.
There's so many there's a couple bullet trains in Japan. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
there's a few.
And to try to find someone in all of Tokyo is like finding a grain of sand in a beach.
Yes.
That's literally the fact that she even found him in the first place is just astronomically lucky and unlikely.
Mhm.
But the fact that she was sitting there trying so hard to find him, and then to find out that he doesn't know her.
I
He
know,
doesn't
dude.
know
I
her.
know, dude. But she knows, and it's like, no. But okay, but then Taki, he said, like, as soon as she was leaving, he was like, wait, who are you? You know what I mean? So it was because of that last moment, that very, very, very last moment, that they made that connection, and she was able to give him that ribbon, and he was able to subconsciously remember this ribbon is important. Because Taki could have just said, okay, bye. We're not even. Just keep minding his own business as she left. You know? So it's so, a lot of it's sure exaggerated, sure, but it's because of that exaggeration that adds that oomph factor.
Yeah, that it adds an extra level of gravity to it.
Yes,
And that's what makes it so good.
I know.
Oh my gosh, dude. We could honestly break down this movie scene by scene.
Yes, this
and
is
just
going to be
sit
a movie analysis.
Yeah.
This is a movie analysis show now.
Dude.
We're breaking down every single frame.
No.
Every frame.
30 frames a second for an hour?
Every cut.
Every cut, yeah.
Yes.
But, dude, it's so deliberate in every single detail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that everything had a purpose, and all of the animations, all of the things that Taki wore, the wristband that he had, it was in every single scene, but we just didn't really think about it because it didn't have any significance yet. And then when the significance of something as normal as like a cloth wristband that he's been wearing the whole movie, like once you figure out how important that is, then you think back and you're like, he's been wearing this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't realize that when he was switching bodies with Mitsuha, he was using the same cloth to tie her hair back. And that was the coolest thing ever. I loved that. I loved that so much.
Yeah, I really love. Listen, Musubi, Zach, flow of time. I'm gonna hit you with that because that's what it was. The string, the ribbon, the strings, and the way they intertwine. You know, the whole thing, the whole motif of it.
Yeah,
it was very. First of all, the animation was fucking fire.
Oh my god!
When they're making
Dude,
it, because Zach, I'm Asian. We do these things.
Right.
I've seen it happen. It's very cool. But to see it like actually happen in like animation form, in the cinematic feel, it's very cool.
Dude,
but
okay, even just from an animation's perspective, like the fact that they were so deliberate in putting every single thread interacting with other threads just kind of intertwined together.
Yes.
And yes, I bonked the mic. I don't care.
It's okay.
They're all intertwined together in such a way to where they all have a purpose and they are all deliberately there for a reason to portray a part of the story. And the fact that the dialogue that was talking about the significance of all of these threads coming together and that being representative of the course of time, and the fact that they've been doing the same thing for generations on end, and then you find out that the ribbon that Mitsuha had on her hair ended up having significance.
It all connects.
It all connects.
It all connects, Zach. In every single part of it. It's the flow of time. It's the water I'm drinking. It's the G Fuel I'm drinking, Zach. It's the air I'm breathing. It's flow of time. Everything connects. It's Musubi, Zach. And I know it's a fantical or whatever, but it's also religious or whatever, and it's whatever. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but it's so cool that that's the tie and the motif and everything connected in the movie. Everything. So it's I mean, I don't know. I just have a soft spot as a someone who's grown up as a religious Buddhist person. Like these type of things are very interesting, especially because like there's different teachings that are technically part of Buddhist or Asian traditional culture type stuff, but there's all very, very different. So it's very interesting for me to watch.
Yes.
Very interesting for me to look at.
And also, I love how that type of belief was very accurately represented, and the way that it is practiced throughout the generations, and how all of the different generations are having their own role in creating this representation of the flow of time. I think that was super, super cool. and the fact that, you know, one person was putting the threads together, one person was separating all of the different colors and all of that kind of stuff, and they all had a role. And as you got older, you would start doing different things that were all a part of the same story, all a part of the same representation of the flow of time. And that was just so cool. That was so fucking cool. Like I can't get over it. Like the more that we talk about it, the more that I just kind of get super hyped about it, and I'm just like, dude, this is so fucking awesome.
Because it is so fucking awesome,
yes.
Zach. It's
and
so great.
and you bringing up things that are subconsciously in the back of my mind, and then I'm like, oh my god, you're right, and then it just keeps going. It's an endless.
It's the flow of time, Zach. It's the flow of time. Everything connects. You know what one might call that, Zach?
What?
Musubi. It's so
dude, okay, my favorite thing is that I don't think we have been like this passionate about anything since Your Lie in April. And that's the funniest thing, because like it's just like if you boil it down to its simplest form, it's just a movie, Arthur.
It's Zach, it's just a drawing. Calm down.
It is, but the fact that they are able to take these drawings and paintings and turn it into such a captivating and interesting story that really makes you think about real life big boy things, like that just turns into a whole nother thing.
Yes. See, because the thing about drawings is because it's not the drawings that we're being drawn to. Hey, there you go.
Alliteration.
Alliteration. No, alliteration would be like damn dancing drawings on a downy dandelion.
Downtrot dandelion. I don't know. We got sidetracked. Anyways, drawings.
It's because of the drawing. It's not the drawings itself. I mean, it's part of it is because it's cool, but it's also the representations that they do and the topics that it brings up. Because even like for this, you know, they use these drawings to represent what, you know, this idea of flow of time is. And I don't know if this is this actual Musubi thing. I don't know if it's created or if it's for the movie, that is created for the movie, or if it's an actual belief. I assume it is because it sounds like it would be, right? But these drawings are used to provoke that type of thought. And I mean, you know, why do people have visual aids for their presentations for their school project, Zach? Right? It's for extra things, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and oh my gosh, dude, it's so cool to just sit and think. And I think that week that we took to just kind of sit and simmer on it, I think that was really, really good and fruitful, because the more that you think about it, the more that it becomes mind-blowing, and the more that you just kind of sit and think, it's all connected. Well, everything is connected,
everything,
Arthur.
Zach, the G Fuel I'm drinking is connected. Everything, the G Fuel you're drinking, we're drinking the same G Fuel. They're different flavors, but they're connected by life.
By life.
By the flow of time.
The flow of time. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, this was such an amazing movie to watch, especially to get us back into anime, back into watching anime.
I was trying to figure out how I can get you back into anime. I was like, I mean, I know you weren't against it, but it was like, wow. But you know, it's the same thing as like if you haven't gone to school for a while, it's hard to go back.
Yeah,
Since the guy skipping school is saying.
Yeah, but you kind of had to find that thing that was just gonna get the enthusiasm.
I needed
back
to give you that punch in the back. I needed to give you that push. Like, don't forget. It's straight fucking bangers. I got the bangers, bro. Banger after banger after banger, bro.
After banger
after banger
after banger. Dude, oh my gosh, we could sit and talk about this all day. Honestly,
we could.
I think we captivated everything that we wanted to captivate, and talk about the stuff that we wanted to talk about.
Well, At least for the story wise, but there's still a lot more I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So
But I think that'll have to.
no, I don't think so. It's only been 45 minutes, Zach.
Okay, fine, we can keep going. But I feel like as far as like the story and those types of things go, I think that we've covered the bases.
Yeah.
So
if
now,
you want more, you can watch the movie. If
Yes.
you want more,
if you want more, go watch the movie and
All right.
also subscribe to this channel.
even though we already spoiled it, even if we did spoil it, you should still watch it because there's still way more that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
And even here's the thing, right? I've been spoiled of a lot of things because that's just how being on Twitter works.
Right.
You just get spoiled.
Yeah.
That's just all Twitter is.
You don't get to have fun with anything.
You don't get to have Twitter
No.
is not fun, Zach.
No.
It's not. Why am I here?
That's why I'm not on Twitter.
But even though I do get spoiled, I watch it anyways, and I still have a time.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of things you still miss anyways.
Yeah, and us just talking about it isn't gonna even remotely encapsulate
No, not at all.
all of the great things that this
Not at
movie
all.
did. And
I mean, if you haven't watched it at this point, I mean, we said spoiler warning, and we did already say the plot twist already, so that does kind of make it a little unfortunate. But I'd still watch it anyways. I'd still
Yeah.
recommend watching it just
Yeah,
to watch
and
it, just to really get the bigger picture of what we're talking about.
yeah, and honestly, even just from an animation perspective, it is a beautiful watch.
It's so pretty.
yes.
Like, did I mention the landscape artwork yet, Zach?
yes, you did.
I'm gonna mention it again. It's so good.
It is so
It's
good.
so good. Everything about it. Like
yeah.
the first one of the beginning scenes, bro. I just pogged so fucking. I IRL pogged.
Dude, it was so
I was like, ah, that's so good because like both the countryside stuff and also the city stuff and the people and the trains and the buildings and everything about it. It's so well done.
It is so well done. And I remember when we were about to watch it, you're like, dude, you are literally gonna lose your fucking mind.
I know
from
you're
all
gonna
of
you're
this.
gonna freak out.
Yeah, you're gonna freak out. And then the first landscape, like, of the nature and everything, we were both just sitting there like, oh my
The
god.
first thing, Zach, the comet falling from the sky.
Yeah, literally
that.
yeah, literally the very first thing that we see when the movie starts, other than like beginning credit stuff,
Mhm.
is this comet going through the clouds, and it's so beautifully done because like the way that they animated it is just so gorgeous because the light from the comet ended up like going into the clouds and like fading into the natural color of the clouds, and then it went in and it almost looked like a drop of water falling into like a cup or something.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just so beautifully done, and the expectation was set so high, and they delivered every single time. Like any time that they had to represent really anything, whether it was the greenery of the landscapes or the bustling city life of Tokyo, like they did such a beautiful job. And I feel like they added so much, and they added it in such a way to where it wasn't distracting from
No.
the story that they were
Right.
trying to tell.
It perfectly bundled it up together and made it so that it was both presentable visually and storytelling-y and audibly and all that type of stuff.
Right.
It was very well done. Very good package. What? Aw. Zach.
What? I pushed the button.
Zach.
I pushed the button.
You did push the button.
I pushed the button.
All right.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. What camera was I on?
You were on you, and then it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. This is the hardest backtrack we've done so far. Let's see. God, I don't want to go all the way back to the comment.
No, we're not gonna go that far back, but we could just keep talking.
We can just keep talking. I'll figure it out.
I mean, you
Back-
could just.
I'll backtrack a little bit, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, oh, I know a perfect place to backtrack.
Okay, go ahead.
So they animated it in such a way to where
Yeah.
it was yeah.
Hey, shut up.
I'm
trying to add.
They animated it in such a way to where it wasn't distracting from the main story.
Right.
And so everything was so deliberate and so everything had a purpose.
Yes.
And I think that that's what made it so amazing to watch, because it was feeding into the story, it was feeding into the narrative, but it wasn't pulling from it.
No, not at all. Everything was perfect. Everything was perfectly encapsulated into this nice bundle of presentation.
Yes.
For both visual, audible, I guess is the right word, storytelling, music, everything about it was perfect. And that's what you'll get when you watch a high production film, sure. But this is a drawing.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is done by a group of people who decided, you know what? I want to tell a story that I mean, at least I've never seen be told in general. But I'm going to do it in an animation style, and I'm going to make it so that the people who enjoy landscapes and enjoy the hustle and bustle of city life are just going to nut in their pants.
And people who enjoy the countryside, the crickets and the fireflies and the
dude, the sound design, the fucking sound design was so good. Like it even if you closed your eyes and you just listened, you could tell where they were, just because the way that they created those ambient sounds, and it was, oh dude, it was just so good.
Everything about it, bro. But yeah, okay. The animation is what picks out to me the most.
Right.
Well, all of it is okay. That's not saying it's better than that much, marginally better than the other ones, of course. It's just like they're all here. They're all on the same level. The animation is like there.
Right.
Right. But the reason why I love it is because of how well done it is. Because I understand how editing works, or well, yeah, how animation works, how it's done, when they use CGI, when they don't. The keyframes and they do the Genki and the Sakuga, all that type of stuff. I get it. So it's really very fascinating to see. And I've seen the cuts that they do, like animators that I follow that worked on Kimi no Na. I see, what they've done, and it's very cool, and it's very, very, very impressive, and they're so talented. Like the running sequences that they do. Have you ever tried to animate someone running, Zach?
No.
Naturally. It's very difficult.
Yeah, because the way that the human body is, like, it's all like, you move your arms, and you have to represent the muscles in your arms. You have to represent the way that your skin reflects light. You have to represent so many different things to make it seem like it's real.
Yes.
And so when you're able to go through the due diligence of trying to make something look realistic and be able to personify a human being in a way to where it's believable, like this person could exist in the real world.
Yes.
Like that is so fucking impressive.
Yes.
Even like regardless of whether it's anime or just any type of animation at all, if you can represent a human being in a way that actually makes sense to your brain and looks like, oh, this person is actually walking, oh, this person is actually running, oh, this person is interacting with water or with trees or anything like that, there are so many different layers to it that if you're able to do it right, regardless of the story that you're trying to tell, that's fucking impressive. And then you take that, add all of the different types of storytelling elements that have nothing to do with dialogue or anything that the main characters are doing, set design, the way that the world interacts with the people who are telling the story, like the people who are just walking around in downtown fucking Tokyo, those are things that you can't really skimp out on, and I'm sure that probably took so fucking long to do. And so when you're able to add all of these super amazing complex things together to tell a cohesive story, to make it appealing to watch, make it so that it sounds and looks like you're actually in this place that they want you to be in, and make it a fucking banger, it's just, I have nothing but great things to say about this movie. And like you were saying, we could literally sit here and talk about this all day, and I want to, because it's so fucking cool to be able to see such a beautifully crafted movie with a amazing story. Like,
the anime is so great, bro. Like the even the little bits like how they make it seem like it's like someone holding a camera, like the shake and sometimes if it's a close-up shot they'll add that surreal bokeh,
Oh my god,
like, it's
dude.
so perfect.
The fucking bokeh. Oh my god. Okay, that
you like the scene that comes to mind is like when they're doing the threads and they had the lines of I don't know what you call it, like the rolls of thread or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just did the like the focus shift, so it just the depth changes from here to here.
Dude,
and it's so natural. I remember that scene so very, very, very perfectly. I love that part.
Okay, me being a photographer and seeing those things in animation, like, I don't understand how they can do it so well. Like,
now I'm gonna say, as an editor, I know how that works, but it's not as easy as just putting an adjustment layer, putting camera lens blur, and blurring it accordingly. It is blurring it accordingly, but there's a lot more to think about. There's a lot because whether it's 3D or not, if you have a 2D, I'm assuming that this is done in post-production, that means you're given a flat 2D surface. So what you have to mask each one, not just mask each little object, not just the object, but also the environment, keyframe, the camera lens blur. Like, it's things like that seem little but add so much to the realism to it, right? And the seamlessness to it. And even like I said, like the camera shaking just to simulate not only just like if someone was holding a camera, but also like to simulate rough movements. Like, for example, when he was drawing,
yeah,
like it's close up and it's like the camera shifts as he's moving the pencil or whatever, so it's simulating sometimes like when he's leaning, when he's drawing or something like that.
Yeah,
like it's so well done. The drawing thing, okay, I love when they do the drawing, like when like the pencil sketches and stuff.
Oh my god,
it's so
dude.
good. Like, it shows like the pencil scratchings and whenever the pencil layers over each other.
Dude, the fact that they were able to even represent graphite of a fucking pencil, like they were able to make it seem so organic and make it look like he was actually drawing on something.
I know,
but it was a drawing of a drawing.
He was drawing. They were drawing a drawing with multiple frames at a second, bro.
Oh my god. Like, dude, it's a drawing. Like, the fact that they were able to do so many, like, I just want to rewatch it now. Like, I think that's what I'm gonna do when I get home. I just
fuck it. Just fuck it.
Dude.
Let's just fuck it.
Yeah, oh my god, dude! Like, there are so many things that
this is a sales pitch to watch the movie.
Yes, this. No, well, yeah, yes,
yes.
Fucking watch it.
Watch it, bro.
I mean, there are some people who are gonna be coming from, like, my community and like all of the stuff that I do on my own outside of this, who aren't into anime. Fucking watch it.
Look what I've done to this guy. Look what I've done.
Look at what I have created.
This is my baby. I birthed this guy, this child who is freaking out over a drawing.
Dude, even just looking at it from the most like disconnected way possible, just looking at the technicalities of how it was animated, how it was drawn, the sound design, all of that kind of stuff, even that is just so fucking immaculate. And outside of the storytelling that we've already been sitting and fucking freaking out about, like, it's just an amazing production, an amazing story, and I love it. I want to see more.
Yes.
Isn't there another movie?
There is another movie.
There's another. Oh fuck.
So there is. Yeah. So it's Weathering with You, and I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
So we're gonna watch it together. This time I'll be watching for the first time for once.
Yes.
With you. So that'll be great.
That'll be great.
And it'll be a great watch. And it's not a part 2 per se. It's by the same director, and you're gonna see we haven't seen the trailer yet, so we'll watch the trailer. But it is very, very, very indicative and should be very, very familiar to your
Mm.
name. So
Hell yeah.
it'll be a great time.
I'm excited.
Yes. So I think without further ado, I think that's going to be it for the almost said it again. The Your Name Kimi no Nawa special. Oh wait, should we talk about the ending? Just to end the.
Okay.
Let's talk about the ending.
Okay. So
Because I just want to nerd about it. How perfect it was.
it is so perfect.
You know, Zach, the ending sequence was the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that. It was like the both of them getting ready in the morning and leaving for their trains. That was in the beginning of the movie. And then it came back again. Yeah,
Dude.
the flow of time, Zach.
The
The threads.
I love I love how they knew of each other's existence, but they didn't remember their name.
I know.
And I love how Taki was like, fuck it. And then like they passed each other, they both turned around, and then they went to
Oh
walk
my
their
gosh.
separate ways.
No,
and Taki,
even the full bro, even from the beginning, bro, when as soon as the final song started playing, bro, when they were getting ready for the morning, you haven't seen Mitsuha's adult face yet, so it's all just kind of like below shot type of stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And when they're on the train and they see each other through the window, bro, that's so beautiful.
And then they just start fucking looking for each
They
other.
because they're like because the whole in the beginning they're like, I've been searching for something, I don't know what I've been looking for. I'm just searching for something, right? And that's what they were searching the thing, bro. On her hair, it's on her hair, Zach. Like,
oh my
they were,
god.
like that whole part. I remember when we were watching it, I literally like freaked out because we were just watching it, right, and then like
that tension of like
whenever they pass by each other and they
then-
don't
they
don't stop each other.
they turn around. One of them would turn around, look at the other, and then it would just look like a random fucking person was just walking by. And then I just wanted them to meet each other so bad. Like I just wanted it. I wanted it so bad.
So bad. Like,
And
please say something. And then they see each other on the train finally, and then oh my goodness, it's like this moment where she sees him and then he's like on his phone and he goes. That was my heart dropped. I was like, no,
And then-
I was like, let's go,
Dude, okay, my favorite part, my absolute favorite part is that they were doing the exact same, both of them were doing the exact same thing that Mitsuha was doing when she went to Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
like 8 years prior.
Yes.
And so they were both running through Tokyo trying
Yes.
to find each other
Yes.
when they didn't know what they were looking for.
Yeah,
and
they
then they passed each other on the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Well, they found each other on the stairs.
Yeah, they found each other on the stairs.
Mhm. After running around everywhere.
Yeah. And they went to just walk away.
Bro, when they walked past each other, I was like, no, please, no. But then, yeah.
And then they both just started crying because they found what they were looking for.
They did it, bro.
Oh my god. And then the last line, your name is credits.
Credits play. Everybody claps.
Everybody claps.
Everybody claps.
Oh my god. Fuck, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. What have you created?
I told you, Zach, you would fuck with it. Nobody believes me whenever I try to say anything, Zach. If I have an idea, Zach, I'm usually spot on.
Usually.
Usually. I could be wrong, but if I have a heart feeling of like, this is correct. And this isn't me tooting my own horn and saying I am the almighty god of correctness.
Right.
But when I have a hunch, when I have a gut feeling, I know I'm right. So believe me. Please believe in Anuki. Watch the movie if you haven't. if you haven't watched the movie, if you've gotten this far, I apologize for spoiling the entire movie. But watch it anyways, because like we said, everything we talked about holds no candle to what the actual movie is. Even if we spoiled the plot twist, even if we spoiled the ending, you're gonna love the movie, even just as a watch, even if you don't like anime, because it's a movie. You got 2 hours. You're not doing anything.
You watch this podcast.
You watch this podcast. Go watch Your Name. Go watch Kimi no Na wa. Do it. No balls.
You won't. No
you
balls.
won't. So, yeah. I think that's all we have to say for this time. I appreciate you, Zach, for coming through for another episode of the Uneducation Station. Okay, we're
all right. I think you're getting a little too hyped.
I am too hyped because of this talking about movie, Zach. But no, we're going to bring it to a close. And I think we're going to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to continue watching more animes because pretty soon you're going to have more time. Yep. I am going to have more time. We're going to be fine. The podcast will not stop being about anime, although it might, but it probably won't, but it will at the same time.
It might not.
I don't know.
I don't
know. It's not an anime podcast. It's just two dudes who happen to really enjoy storytelling.
Yes.
And anime is the medium we're choosing to represent that.
Yes.
That is all. So, if you guys enjoyed, we actually have a Patreon now. I've created a Patreon. It'll be patreon.com/unedpodcast, just like Uned Podcast for everything, for the Twitter, for the coffee, for everything. Coffee is still available if you'd like to donate directly, if you don't want to do the monthly subscriptions. But for our Patreons, as of this point in time, I don't know any rewards. So this will be 100% voluntary. And if you would like to support us, that would be great. Hey, we can have those things where we have the names fly up, you know what I mean? Like, hey, thanks to this patron and stuff like that. You know, that thing that people do. We can do that. But I'll try and make some Patreon exclusive things, maybe behind the scenes stuff, maybe exclusive episodes. Maybe. Who knows?
That would be really sick.
That would be really fun. So, yeah, I'll definitely figure out some things. And it would be very appreciated. Of course, you don't have to. That whole spiel, I won't go into that because that's boring. But do as you'd like to. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel because this is the only place you're going to find it. SoundCloud is currently down as of recording, but hopefully I've gotten to Spotify by then. No promises, of course. But, yeah.
If we do end up having it on Spotify, we'll link it down below.
It'll be in the description. I don't know. This is multiple weeks in advance, so who knows what I've done already.
Yeah. Yeah, we are talking from the past.
Meta.
All right.
Time travel.
Time travel. All right. I love you guys.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Goodbye.